Hello and thanks for joining us. This is the signature 30 minutes. I am Obomano Marvelous Chinedu. In the headlines, Nigeria has tested 1.3 million people since the COVID-19 pandemic started in 2020. Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom recovers from COVID-19. Kanu shuts UMC hospital for handling severe COVID-19 cases. Over 300 members of Gombe State Council of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners protest at Government House. And now the details. Nigeria has so far tested 1.3 million people for COVID-19. The governor of Ekiti State and the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, Kayode Fayemi, disclosed this on Tuesday while delivering an address at a Chatham House event, London. The Chatham House discussion centered on the role of Nigerian state governments in recovery and responses to COVID-19 linked challenges. Fayemi stated that Lagos, Plateau, Kaduna, Oyo, Rivers, and the FCT have contributed 70% of the cases. In Nigeria, with Lagos State still the epicenter of the virus in the country, according to the governor, data indicate that men appear to be disproportionately affected, accounting for 69% of the confirmed cases. He also noted that Nigeria is expected to procure a total of 140 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine within the next 2 years. Fayemi said that governors were working with the federal government to ensure that Nigeria have vaccines available in the country. He further disclosed that about 80 million doses of vaccines would be available in 2021 to cover 40% of the population, while another 60 million doses are being planned for 2022. Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom on Wednesday announced that the result of his samples tested for COVID-19 has returned negative. The governor said this while addressing journalists in Makurdi, the Benue State capital. He appreciated the people of the state, his friends, and supporters across the country for their prayers during the period of self-isolation. The governor, who has resumed work immediately, thanked his deputy, Benson Abuno, who stood in his place while he was in isolation. Ortom urged the people of the state to adhere strictly to the COVID-19 protocols. The UMC hospital in Kanu has been shut down for attending to severe cases of COVID-19 instead of referring the patients to isolation centers provided by the state government. The Commissioner for Information, Malam Muhammad Garba, in a statement on Wednesday said that action by UMC Hospital is in contrast to the standard set by the Kanu State Task Force on COVID-19, which requires such facility to attend to only to mild cases of the disease. Garba also said the behavior of the UMC Hospital led to the death of 2 patients whose cases were severe, adding that one of the patients died at UMC while the other died on the way to the hospital. Garba, who accompanied the Commissioner of Health, Dr. Aminu Ibrahim Tasangwa, to the UMC hospital, said the facility would remain closed pending the resolution of the matter between the management and the state government. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC), in collaboration with the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC), has activated a short code 6232 for verified information. NCDC said the number was introduced for the public to contact their Connect Center and access verified information on COVID-19 and other infectious diseases. Dr. Chike Hekwazo, the Director General of NCDC, told newsmen on Wednesday in Abuja that the short code was toll-free and easy to remember. According to him, all calls to NCDC through 6232 are free of charge, adding that call lines were expanded to receive multiple calls simultaneously. He stated that between March and December 2020, the NCDC Connect Center received over 580,000 COVID-19 related phone calls, adding that this was to ensure that Nigerians have access to verified information on infectious diseases. Ihekwazu, however, urged Nigerians to use the short code responsibly in accessing verified information on COVID-19 and other infectious diseases. The Taraba State Governor Darius Ishaku has asked the federal government to allow Nigerians carry licensed guns to defend themselves amid the myriads of security challenges facing the country. Ishaku stated this on Tuesday when 15 local government chairmen of the state paid him a condolence visit after the burial of one of them who was kidnapped and subsequently killed by gunmen. He lamented the worsening state of insecurity, adding that the situation has gone to its lowest level and demand reawakening. Governor Ishaku sympathized with the families of those who lost their lives to insecurity, noting that the late Adokola LGA chairman Salihu Dovo held a security meeting with stakeholders of the council before he was killed. He explained that while the victim was being whisked away by his abductors, he recognized one of them and even mentioned his name, which led to his death. The governor also disclosed that so far, 4 people have been arrested, asking the security agencies to arrest everyone in connection to the crime. No fewer than 300 members of Gombe State Council of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners on Wednesday barricaded the main entrance of the Gombe State Government House, causing vehicular traffic in the area. According to the state chairman of the council, Mohammed Abubakar, in an interview with newsmen said the pensioners were protesting non-payment of their pensions running into months. He also stated that other grievances by the pensioners were that more than 700 local government retirees have not been enrolled into the monthly pension after over 2 years of retirement. However, security personnel at the gate of the government house were seen struggling to maintain law and order as the peaceful protesters insisted on seeing the governor. Abubakar also said the council has begun meeting with the secretary to the state government, Professor Ibrahim Njodi, in the absence of the governor, who is reportedly out of the state. A truck has crushed a pedestrian to death after it went off the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, emptying its contents into the process. The accident, which happened at the Arepo section of the expressway outward Lagos, is currently being attended to by operatives of the Nigerian Police Force and the Federal Road Safety Corps. The incident has led to a traffic jam along the expressway, forcing motorists to find alternative routes. The body of the pedestrian who was crushed by the truck has been moved away in a body bag, while the truck is yet to be moved away from the side of the road. And now the stock market report. Transactions on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange closed negative on Wednesday as investors lost 22.9 billion naira since this week. The floor has been closing red and investors have been on a losing streak. On Monday and Wednesday, investors lost about 119 billion naira. Similarly, the equity capitalization on Wednesday fell to 21.9 trillion naira from 21.9 trillion naira traded on Tuesday. This was a 22.9 billion naira loss. The all share index consequently closed at 42.1 points from 2,043.79 points at the close on business of Tuesday. 504.8 million shares exchanged hands, valued at 5.31 billion naira. The bears dominated the floor on the activity chart. There were 19 gainers against 27 losers. The loss was anchored by high volume of shares traded by financial sectors. The companies were Zenith Bank, Guaranty Trust Bank, Access Bank, and UBA. Other companies that traded high volume of shares are Champion Breweries, WAPCO, and United Capital PLC. The highest gainer was NCR Nigeria PLC, while Link Assurance was on top of 27 losers. On the foreign scene, former U.S. President Donald Trump has said that the Senate lacks the power to impeach him. The former president also denied allegations that he actually incited the riot at the U.S. Capitol that claimed 5 lives and injured many. The former president, whose tenure ended on the 20th of January 2020, argued that he holds no public office from which he can be removed. In his defense on Tuesday, Trump denied encouraging the mob to attack the Capitol and argued that the Senate lacks the right to hold a trial over his impeachment by the House of Representatives. In a 14-page answer to the sole article of impeachment against him, incitement of insurrection, the former president's lawyer rejected the idea that Trump incited the crowd to engage in destructive behavior when he spoke near the White House shortly before the January 6th riot. U.S. President Joe Biden has appointed a Nigerian-born lawyer, Eno Ebong, as the acting director of the U.S. Trade and Development Agency, USTDA. The USTDA posted on its website on Tuesday announcing Ebong's appointment. The notice also disclosed that appointment of Ebong meant a return to U.S. Trade and Development Agency, where from 2004 to 2019 she served in a variety of roles, most recently as the agency's general counsel and deputy director and chief operating officer. Before she returned to USTDA, Ebong had worked as the head of strategic partnerships at the Milken Center for Advancing the American Dream. There she led the development of strategic partnerships to improve access to health, education, financial empowerment, and entrepreneurship. Last week, one in the diminishing tribe of broadcasters for the love of the profession, Ben Ebuna, died at the age of 71 years. Ben's death had rekindled the debate on the reward of service and love of a profession without expecting a reward. Signature TV spoke to Nwabweze Njoku, Ben's contemporary and a broadcaster for over 40 years.
Well, you see, Ben's death in the Nigerian parlance is a monumental loss. In the 70s, when we came into broadcasting, there were those of us who were called the studio rats. We were called studio rats because we were available in the newsroom and in the studio, the announcer's studio, or the program's production studio, virtually all the time. As young people, what was our driving motive was to learn to do the job as well as the masters. Let me give you some names. There were world-class broadcasters in those days in Radio Nigeria, like Martin Soko, Ikenanda Agoba, Uncle K, Kalunsi, Benjamin Olushola. There was the master of the masters in outside broadcasting and commentating, Ishola Florenshaw. These were great. Marie Irikefe, a broadcaster who committed the whole of her life into making sure that things were done the right way. What mattered then was not the financial reward. What drove many of us was excellence in the profession. You reported accurately. There were rules. You broadcast as a professional. The discipline, studio discipline, alignment of stories, timeliness, reporting to the studio or to the newsroom in time. These were the factors that drove us. I would not call it a misfortune. Today, however, what is driving the average entrant into broadcasting in Nigeria is how much do I make? And the hurry has brought in all manner of professional weaknesses. Do you know what? In our time, to drink a beer before coming to the newsroom or going into the studio was a mortal error. You could be shown the gate. But today, some young broadcasters in some radio or television houses keep a bottle of brandy somewhere, take a sip or two, as they say it, feel irate before they go on air. Ben's death is the gradual closure of the door. I hope, sincerely I hope, that the door to excellence, to discipline, to commitment, and to working, serving without being driven by reward will not be permanently closed.
The second wave of COVID-19 is projected to go up at this time of the year. Please do well to stay safe, maintain physical and social distancing, and wear your face masks whilst going about your daily activities. For more details of this news, please visit www.signaturetv.org, or you can look us up at our Facebook page, facebook.com/signaturetelevision, or our Twitter handle @signaturetv, or you can call us on 070-308-05323 or 0811111677. That's the Signature 30 minutes for this evening. On behalf of my producer Damilola Abudu, I am Obomano Marvelous Chinedu. See you tomorrow.